Okay, this is the next update. These are the results, basically where I got to from one day, and I just kind of staged some houses and pretty happy with how that's looking. So just to recap, the plaster was painted using my little method and carved, so that gives you an idea. And I had tape on top of this. It's a welcome mat from Dollarama for $3, I think, and I peeled that off. That's so that when I was moving the plaster over top, gooping plaster everywhere, I could peel the tape off. It protected the carpet. And then the houses that I had up in Missoula, I've got the roof for that one to glue back on, but I'm gonna try this out and see what I think, but so far I'm happy. I used the mocha grout because basically it's a really dark grout. It looks like dug up dirt instead of tan. So I've got the other beige stuff. And then I did kind of the same thing. I wanted that painted rock look in the rock cut, and I'm going to move over here in a second. And then basically I extended it to the ballast. So I moved some cactuses around, prickly pear, and I've got this these little flags came with the fire truck haul, and I figured this house with the torn stucco with the brick on it, it doesn't really belong in a new housing subdivision, so I've tried it over here and it actually makes a lot more sense. So I don't know, this might be a post office or a veteran's house, I'm not sure. So the next thing for this area is this has to be built up for a road. I did carve it out, so I've got one pack of Woodland Scenic Smooth It, so I'll use some foam tape to build a road. So basically the road goes over here across, and then I'll build this out a little bit wider and then around over here. Now let me just get on this side. So the road comes over here, and then I'm not sure exactly. I probably will carve this out because I've got another re-railer, so that's no problem. Carve this rock back to put a road, and then replaster, make it so it matches. So if you look at the rocks in the back, they match the rocks that are on this cut. So in theory, this rock was wide, and then for whatever reason, the railroad put their tracks. It's going to look awesome when you have the gas turbine or something coming through there, I think. So I've got this kind of dry lake bed. I finished this months ago, so the road pieces are here. These actually serve a function so that it doesn't derail when it goes inside the tunnel. And I found a 3D bridge file finally that'll work over top of here, so I'm going to get that on there. And then I want some kind of, I don't know if I was thinking trees, and then I was like, no, I should put bushes where that Woodland Scenics is to kind of hide it. So yeah, that's one of those Kato, I think it's V5 is the kit. So I hid most of it pretty well, and I carved it out with a putty knife. It should be good for clearance. If not, like I say, I'm pretty confident in doing a little patch up job. So the only thing is on this side of the mat, it's a little bit higher, so I'll put some dried bush or what have you. Obviously need some vegetation on this whole thing, but I want it to be kind of arid. And I got my Massey Ferguson combine here. I just kind of positioned it last night. I put the station back, but I actually moved the station down a little bit, and this little sanding tower. So these aren't glued in yet. This wire isn't dropped yet, and some of this track is not glued down. So that's gonna happen. I've got to go do some work at the shop today, so I'll go do that, and then maybe tonight I'll have time. But yeah, I'm really happy with the results. I got my field. It's no longer square, as you can see, which is perfect. And then we've got the transition to the other one. I'm gonna do some of this kind of bush here so that there's a little bit of a gap from the IKEA table underneath. Just kind of touch up things, really. But over top of here, I had a Woodland Scenics foam riser holding the track, so when the track goes back, these guys are gonna go in. So I've got a whole bunch of them printed. So this will be a wood trestle going across here in the field. So look forward to that on a future video, and I'd say that's pretty good for one night's work. I'm much happier with this than what it was turning out. Glad I started over. All right, guys, take her easy. We'll talk to you soon.